Oh, we're live.
We are live. Hold on just a second. We'll see who's in here. But those... Nope.
The pre-show featuring Joe and Jim.
No, that didn't work. Actually, I know what I'll do.
Am I seeing this?
Hey there, everyone. I'm Jim.
And I'm Joe.
And welcome to our wrap-up of the season finale of Moon Knight, episode number 6. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good. Just got done my second watch over dinner, and or rather over ice cream. And yeah, I'm ready to talk about all the things we saw.
Yes. Maybe we'll wait until somebody comes into the room.
Yeah.
So
Someone
we'll
that's not me.
Yeah.
People will come. We said there's a giveaway. People
Yes.
love the giveaways. Let us know in the chat when you get here. I'm posting this on Instagram as we speak. Click here to watch live! Exclamation mark.
Hey there on IG. This is Jim. We're over on my YouTube channel doing our live Moon Knight show. We're here with Joe from 360 Comics. So come on over. There are going to be some giveaways. So if you want to see some, if you've watched the finale of Moon Knight and you want to check it out, just look in the profile. There's a link in the profile. We're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to be talking some Moon Knight. Yeah, come on over to my YouTube channel. Link in the profile. We're talking Moon Knight. If you haven't seen Moon Knight, though, yet, you might want to avoid it because we're going to be riddled with spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Lots of spoilers. So if you want, come on over. We'll see if we get... we got 5 people now in the YouTube, so I'm going to log off the IG. And now, just say hello if you're on the if you're in the room.
Let us know you're here to hang.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Thanks for the support. We enjoy when people come and spend a little bit of time with us talking some Moon Knight and some comic books and all sorts of stuff.
Other random topics we get on as well.
Yeah, we might go off on a tangent or two. So we'll just we'll wait like another minute and then we'll get started in earnest. Actually, Joe, why don't you talk about what you got going on in your comic book social media life?
Well, first and foremost, I should probably mention this up front. This is your last chance to enter our 7,000 follower giveaway on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's just where is it? Right here. 360 Comics on Instagram. No spaces, nothing. Just 360 Comics. Go follow me there. You can win this book right here, Batman 429. It's a newsstand if you're into that kind of thing. We just hit 7,000 followers today, literally this morning. So I'm going to be picking a winner in the next couple days for this book right here. And when I do, I'll be announcing our next giveaway, which is for YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, 360 Comics, subscribe to that. It's a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and it's going to be something good. I actually gave away a 9.2 ASM slab. I believe it was the fourth appearance of Venom. I think it's ASM 317. That was my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So I got to do something better than that for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So we're gonna find something pretty cool and have that as the next giveaway prize. In addition to that, I've been doing pretty regular claim sales and whatnot sales, either on Instagram, on whatnot, or I've been doing a bunch with James from Mint Hunter Comics on his YouTube channel. We're going to do a collab one on my Instagram soon. And in addition to that, the very last thing I'll leave you with is about not even 2 weeks, a week and a half now, on May 14th in Connecticut. If you're in the New England area, please come up and hang out at the 3 Men in a Basement comic book swap. It is a comic book community run little convention that they've got going, and it's going to be an awesome time. I'm going to be set up there as a dealer, as a vendor, so stop by my booth, maybe grab some books, say hi, introduce yourself, all that kind of stuff, and hope to see a lot of you there.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make the swap. I got a family obligation that weekend, so I was going to set up. I had reached out to Otto, and he said, "Oh, the table just got back to me. The table just opened up today, blah blah blah." And by then, I found out that I couldn't make it. Yeah. And I was talking to Street Side Anthony that day, and he had a conflict, so it was actually his table that opened up. So,
okay,
kind of small world kind of stuff. And I just realized when I started this that I was looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, I noticed it flipped at some point somewhere.
Yeah. So, I got a new ring light, but it's like it keeps reflecting off my glasses, which...
Yeah, I'll tell you, my secret is that I have my ring light
higher than...
The bottom of it is here. Yeah, I have it on a stand.
Yeah.
And the stand I have always above my head. That way, if I look up, you can see there's the reflection there. And I also have it off to the side. So
I don't know. One of my kids put it together, so I don't know if it extends or not.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Dang technology.
Got to put it on something. Ooh, maybe I'll
just dangle it from the ceiling. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I'll put it on the CGC box.
Yeah, there we go.
Before I do my unboxing video for tomorrow morning.
Welcome to Bronzeville Comics. This is Jim's arm.
And there goes my microphone.
We're just a mess over here today.
Yeah,
I think by the 6th episode, we have this down pat, but
this is very, very much a work in progress.
We're figuring things out as we go.
Maybe that's better. Now it's just off the computer. Okay, so that might be better. So yeah, I've been doing Whatnot every Monday night at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Been doing Whatnot sales. And again, we're coming out with content on the YouTube channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow's video, as I said, a CGC unboxing of a major Silver Age key.
Big one.
Big. And there might have been some news today connected to that. Might have been.
Maybe.
Could be. Some
we'll
rumors.
Find out.
We'll see. So... I anticipate there's going to be a lot of news about stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be... I'm probably going to post something early in the morning and then stay off the internet until I see the movie. Unfortunately, I've got to wait till after 6 o'clock. My wife could not get out of work early, even though I told her to tell her boss that she had to take her husband to see his doctor. And apparently that didn't work.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to have doctor's appointments tomorrow. I'm actually seeing it. I'm seeing it tomorrow night, and I'm taking my kids to see it on Friday.
Nice.
So, yeah, just expect there'll be people it could be tomorrow night I go out and then I have all these items sold in my eBay store because, you never know.
Whoever shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be anyone at this point.
It won't be Pybok, or it won't be Mephisto. I guess it could be Mephisto.
It could be.
It's not going to be Omega Red.
Probably not.
So let's start talking some Moon Knight, because that's what we're here. Win here is asking, since the show is wrapped up, are we thinking it would have been better as a movie?
No. Think about it. The total watch time of the show, each episode was about 50 minutes. So, 6 episodes is about an hour or 5 hours. So I don't think that could have been condensed that much. Like,
And
it
I
would
also
have ended up being a 3.5-hour movie, if they really wanted to condense things.
I also think that they've kind of come upon this storytelling formula.
Yeah.
Where we're going to release a little bit, and every episode will be somewhat self-contained, but there are going to be a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to change things up. I think in many ways, this was similar to WandaVision in the kind of disconnect from reality. And with Loki, similarly, and kind of all the questions that we're opening up. And we had talked last week, I believe, about, the people who like the whole season to be dropped at one time and then just binge the whole thing versus the weekly. And I think the weekly works out really well because it gives fans to really engage with it and talk about it and read about it and do YouTube videos about it. And, I think also from a business perspective, I know this happened to me with WandaVision because also I had more time on my hands. I rewatched most episodes like at least twice during the course of the week.
Oh yeah. With this show, I have watched, especially doing a show the first day, I woke up this morning, I watched it, and then I just watched it now. And it's been like that for every episode. I've gotten 2 watches in for every
right.
single
And I don't know. I don't think that necessarily financially benefits Disney because you have a subscription. You have to watch it one time or you watch it 30 times. It doesn't really matter. But just that engagement with the property, I think is good business because also the way, not so much Moon Knight, but the other shows connect to other things. And I have to think that keeps people wanting to have Disney because they want to be able to have at their fingertips all of the MCU properties. And similarly with Star Wars.
Yeah, I said this last week. I really like that it's weekly. It gives you something to look forward to. Movies are coming out at a tremendous rate. Like, if we really think about it, there's pretty much a Marvel movie every 3 months. And then if you throw the Sony ones and the DC ones in too, we're spoiled right now as comic book fans.
Right.
And the television shows, they even chop it up even more so that there's, Wednesday's awesome because I wake up and I watch the new episode of Moon Knight, and then I go to the new comic book day and I pick up, whatever new comic books that I grabbed, which this week was basically just 4 copies of different covers of Twig by Scotty Young, but it's a whole nother story. So yeah, I like that they do this. I don't see them changing it. I think they're going to continue to do it as they are. And, it makes it more exciting. If everything dropped in one day, there would just be a giant like speculation, people would just wake up and immediately watch it. And, books would go up, books would go down. This, there's a little bit of, speculation and thought every week that goes into it, which I like that a lot better.
Okay. So as promised, we're going to have a few giveaways. We're going to be giving away this issue of Mark Spector Moon Knight with the Punisher. That's a near mint copy. We're going to be giving away the penultimate issue of Mark Spector Moon Knight.
Stephen Platt
cover. And we're going to be giving away this issue of Moon Knight with the Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Nice. I mean, when I think Moon Knight, those are the two. Bill Sienkiewicz obviously is the first one that comes to mind, and then
not Don Perlin.
No. And then Stephen Platt right after.
Right.
If someone said Moon Knight artists, I'd say Bill S. Stephen Platt. Those would be the first 2.
So the first one we're going to give away, and this is it's free shipping to anyone in the United States. If you don't live in the U.S. and you win it, we can talk about shipping it overseas, but maybe pay for it. But I don't know if it's worth it to you. So this is issue 38 of Mark Spector Moon Knight. So we're going to give it away with trivia questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most superhero properties, not all of them, but most of them going back to, this 1978 Superman film with Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman, have Academy Award winners in the cast. Even the bad movies tend to have Academy Award winners in the cast, like the released direct-to-video Punisher film with Dolph Lundgren had Louis Gossett Jr.
Hmm.
Who is the Academy Award winner in the cast of the Moon Knight TV show?
For one comic book. First one in the chat gets it.
Who is the Academy Award winner in the cast of the Moon Knight TV show?
Who won the Oscar? And I'll give you a hint. It's not Oscar.
I don't know if there's been an acting Oscar that went to an Oscar.
I don't think
Music.
I can think of another Oscar other than Oscar Isaac. Dennis is thinking. Not Ethan Hawke, but that's a good guess. Ethan Hawke's definitely a good guess.
He's had a nice career, but it is not Ethan Hawke.
Right. In one of my favorite horror movies of the modern age, Sinister. Great movie.
I've not seen that.
Oh, it's he's like a true crime writer, and he's trying to uncover, basically find his next big story, and he stumbles across one.
Hello, Lyle. If you just popped in, we're doing our first giveaway, and to win this copy of Mark Spector Moon Knight, you have to give us who the Academy Award-winning actor in the cast of Moon Knight was.
This is a tough one, I guess.
It is a tough one.
I guess you probably can't Google Moon Knight cast Academy Award. It probably won't come up. You probably have to look through the cast, click on them, and then see if they won an Academy Award.
Yeah. Okay, we need the name of the actor.
Name of the actor. I don't think the character they played is enough. Actor's a general neutral term now. We can use it for either.
Yeah.
Either and all. Dennis is onto something here. Bing.
We'll give you credit. F. Murray Abraham, who won the Oscar in 1984 for Amadeus. And it's hardly done anything since. Edison got it. So Edison, will you reach out to me afterwards on Instagram or something, and we'll get your shipping address and send you this copy of Moon Knight 38. So we've given our first giveaway. Let's go to some content. The first thing I noticed when I went to load up the episode early this morning was that this was the shortest episode of the series.
Oh, really? How long was it?
46 minutes, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, most of the others were 50 minutes.
Yeah, so
a little shorter.
And then you kind of, every episode starts by kind of testing your perception of what the reality of the show is. So we start with this song, the End, which is like a 1950s song. The Earl Grant is the singer of that song.
Steven's cousin, right?
Maybe. Oh, Michael.
I'm not familiar. I was not.
Yeah, I had to have SoundHound look it up for me.
There you go.
So, So again, we have this question as to, what is reality, and we're kind of thrown also into the past at the moment after Mark is shot and killed by Harrow.
Right.
And then Harrow's going to proceed and try to release Ahmet and send the souls who are to be judged to their eventual demise.
Meanwhile, Mark's just worried about his buddy Steven. He's not content with the Field of Reeds or whatever it's called.
And the interesting thing is when Harrow and his goons go to leave the tomb, he's like, "Who wants to heal the world?"
Yeah.
And then Lila opens up her hand and has that GPS scarab on her.
Which I found it interesting that Harrow left that on Mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was that some sort of almost ceremonial, Egyptian kind of burial kind of thing that he was doing. I don't know. I thought that, it made for an interesting plot point. Layla was able to follow him because of it, but I didn't really get that.
Yeah. And then they get to the I guess it's a border crossing. Is the border crossing just like, the Egyptian military on the road, and Harrow kills them all, except
for
one
one.
who is a follower of his. And what was interesting is in the special effects, their souls essentially went up, whereas when they were in the sands, the souls were coming down from the heavens. So all that whole thing of reversal and the mirror images and the upside down camera angles that they've been using, I think had something to do with that. Because I think in like traditional Christian sensibility, I think heaven is up and hell is down, and that's kind of the simplistic way as children we thought about it.
Yep.
And I just found it a little odd that Layla was able to basically just jump in with Harrow's group and tag along, and nobody noticed. It's not like
mask on, but like,
like do you know her? I mean, is that Dorothy from accounting? What the?
Yeah, I mean, given Dorothy from accounting, given what we've seen, like there clearly are followers all over the place. Like, they were in the random town in the Alps. They were in even the museum that Stephen worked at. So, I guess there could be.
Like they need their ID on them.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Jeff.
Or the one that scans, has a chip that can scan and opens up the door to the temple or something.
Oh, yeah.
And so then we have the scene where Ahmed is released. And we're really kind of building up towards that final interaction. And Taro there's kind of those funny sequences where she's inhabiting the body of the dead Egyptian military officer. She's like, oh, you need to have Mark come and save Mark, and then, have Khonshu back to life so he can save Mark.
Yeah, and then the one avatar just screams, Layla. Yeah, a little weird there, but hey. No, I want to say when they were released, both more when Ahmet was released, it reminded me of like the wispiness behind them of Morbius, but it looked way better than Morbius did, which again, it shows that like Disney's budget for special effects, CGI, all that stuff is just so much better.
I think the CW shows look better than Morbius did.
I haven't watched enough of them to really weigh in on that, but I believe it.
I mean, that might be stretching things a little bit. Morbius, the CGI was better. The CGI wasn't really the problem for me with that movie. It was just that they didn't do anything. It's like, okay, that's the bad guy. He's gonna sacrifice himself, and she's gonna, get involved, and
right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Very basic movie. Anyway, enough gripes about Morbius. Back to the movie.
They tease certain things and never expanded on it. I think they did. Well, there's the one big thing that they had been teasing all along, and they didn't. They just like kind of revealed it in this episode, and we'll get to that.
Yes, that'll be the big talking point of this episode.
Yes. And then you have the scene where Mark basically gives up the afterlife in order to save Stephen.
Yeah,
and they have the scene where they're both, I guess, calcified in the desert, and then Cyrus opens the gates to something, and the heart glows, and then they come back to life, and they're able to get through the door and come back to life.
Right.
Street side in the house.
Anthony. Yeah. That was, I like that. I like that the fact that like Mark was willing to give himself up for Steven led to some sort of balance, obviously. And then, they were able to come back and so on and so forth, and, become Moon Knight. And I noticed when they came back, it was seamless, them transitioning between each other. which
and I
we've
think
never
that's
seen
something
before.
throughout the course of the show, that seamlessness, the jumping between characters and the interaction between. I mean, I think the storytelling was so good in especially episodes 4 and 5 with this, that you didn't look and say, okay, that's Oscar Isaac playing against himself.
Right.
You just bought it as two like separate characters in this reality.
Right.
This wasn't like, the Patty Duke show, which may be too dated a reference for you, Joe.
No, I know. No, the Patty loves to rock and roll.
Identical
Yeah.
cousins. Yeah.
Yeah, and my mother used to sing that song all the time, and that's the only reason I know what that is. The Patty Duke show.
And then I liked they're going back and forth, between the Mark Moon Knight and the what is it, Mr. Moon Knight that Steven embodies. And it's like, we have to make an arrangement. Steven's Moon Knight just sits down and crosses his legs in front of Khonshu and is like, yeah, let's negotiate this.
Right.
He's like, the world is blowing up, It's like, yeah, no, let's take care of business first.
My favorite is when when Layla comes along all suited up in her new avatar garb. Mark hugs her and stuff, and then like takes a step back and turns over to Steven, and Steven's like, whoa, cool, what are you wearing? Like, he's just so interested in like, like, oh, you look awesome, this is crazy. Which I guess that's probably what we should talk about now, because that is a comic related character.
Yes, it's it's not a character that we've seen in the comics.
It is. I mean, it's a rework of the Scarlet Scarab.
Yes.
And even her father's name in the show is the name of the Scarlet Scarab from Invaders 23,
15,
maybe 15. I thought it was 23. One of the Invaders books from the 70s has a character named Scarlet Scarab who has the same name as Layla's father. Also, we've got hints of this all along the way, where Layla had given him a scarf that was scarlet and had scarabs on it. If I'd known a little bit more about Invaders, I probably would have caught on to that, but I didn't.
Yeah, I only read a few issues of Invaders back in the day. Was not a big fan of the Frank Robbins art, to be honest. The cover art was always better. Oh, no, you're right. 23.
23. Okay, there we
23.
go. I agree, the Layla reveal was super fantastic. I love how the scene with her, transitioning to this avatar was the goddess. I can't even remember her name now.
Tarawet.
Tarawet. Yeah, Tarawet. I always want to call her Towelette, and that is just not her name. Tarawet being like, right, are we gonna do this? Like, I've got this great costume, or she says something along those lines, and then the screen goes black, and then the next time we see Layla, she's like, whatcha?
Yeah. I thought that was really good, because Layla's been a great character the whole way through.
Right.
She's been like a real badass, and obviously someone who has been able to put up with Mark Spector and his mercenary life.
Right. Put up with and keep up with and hold her own, alongside. I personally would love to see it be like a Scarlet Scarab, Moon Knight, like, a team kind of thing going forward. In next season, a movie, whatever they end up doing next. Lots of good things can happen there.
And I think there's a lot of possibilities for her. May
Calamawe, something like that.
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, when the fight scene where they're in like the streets, absolutely. When my favorite part, this got me. It's Steven, and Steven's like going off fighting a bunch of people, and then he ends up like fighting with Harrow and like throwing Harrow, and as soon as he does, he like fixes his suit. That was my favorite part.
We'll get to the end credit scene.
That we'll talk about last. Yeah.
I think May Calamawe I'm usually really good at pronunciations, but I'm not sure what that one is. She was fantastic, and I think she was the breakout star of this show. I think
for
because
sure.
we knew who Oscar Isaac was, we knew who Ethan Hawke was,
Right.
and she really stepped up. And I also think that we had mentioned before, kind of this looking into this other culture. We saw it a little bit with Shang-Chi. And now we see it here, incorporating Egyptian culture and mythology, and having an Arabic actress in a main role is really kind of cool.
And one of my favorite parts, and my wife, she loved this part of the movie, when Layla saves like the van full of people, and the girl that she specifically scoops up and save is like watching, like, what is going on. And you would think she'd be like, thank you for saving me, or like, what's happening here. She's less concerned with that and more like, are you an Egyptian superhero? And that's like so cool, that all that representation and having someone that you can relate to. You could tell that girl was like so excited to see this character that she could really relate to.
And I think that's something that we're starting to see, and we're going to see more of from Marvel. We saw the Eternals as being internationally cast, and more so than like when they first tried to do it in Contest of Champions, with Shamrock and Collective Man and all these very, let's look at one very narrow aspect of that particular culture that we don't really know a lot about and create a character,
Yeah.
Oh, Chinese are communists, so we'll have Collective Man,
Well,
they serve Shamrock shakes in McDonald's at St. Patty's Day. Let's have an Irish superhero named Shamrock.
I mean, before that, there was, Giant Size X-Men 1.
Yeah.
That was a good, there was a Canadian, a Native American character, someone from Africa, Russia. Of course, they kill off the Native American character 3 issues in, but
yeah, it's funny because recently I was reading the early new X-Men run, the original books, and in the letters column, they were basically, I think it was Wolfman, Marv Wolfman was the editor at the time. He says, "Yeah, we really couldn't do anything with Thunderbird. He was really kind of a useless character from the get-go, so we had to get rid of him." Like,
oh boy,
and what was also funny is like the letters pages, a lot of the letters they printed, people did not like Wolverine,
which is so funny because he is just by far the standout character. And now we're really off topic as usual.
Yes.
Jim, I'm going to stop you right here, and you know why? Because we're more than halfway through, so I think it's time for another giveaway.
Yeah, I was just reaching for a book. Which book am I going to?
There we go.
Let's do some.
All right, chat. Get yourselves ready. I don't know how many people are in here right now. Let's take a look.
I got 8.
Ooh, we got Moon Knight 59.
Okay, here's the question. We all know that Moon Knight's first appearance was in Werewolf by Night 32, and he appeared in 3 issues of that book, and subsequently in 2 issues of Marvel Spotlight. So what was his first appearance outside of those 2 books?
So his 6th overall appearance.
And issue number, his 6th overall appearance, the first one outside, and you can win this one. What was his first appearance outside?
And we need title and issue number.
Title and issue. Because he was in a number of different things until they figured out what to do with him.
Right. I had a guess at this one, and I was probably a year or 2 off on my guess.
No, he was in Spotlight 28 and 29.
Yeah.
But then when he interacted with the rest of the Marvel comic universe.
Bronzeville Comics and Very Gary. I don't think that's an appearance.
Michael, do you think that guy there is Very Gary?
I don't have nearly enough hair to be Very Gary. In fact, I don't have any hair.
Not
Daredevil, that's a good guess, but no.
No. Daredevil appeared, what was in Moon Knight 13?
Daredevil was in Moon Knight 13. Moon Knight has been in a slew of Daredevil books through the 100s and 200s. But maybe not even in the 100s.
Hey, we're getting closer, maybe.
Edison Heat.
We need an issue number.
We do need an issue number. It is one of those titles, though. We'll give you that little hint.
I'm good at asking tough trivia. This always happens.
Yeah, this is I didn't get it, and I'm good at keys. I tell the people at the comic store which keys they're lying in their bins unmarked as keys.
Did you realize?
But, yeah. But I didn't know this one, I'll be honest. Who's gonna get it? For a Stephen Platt Moon Knight book. We need some guesses up in here. Show the book again. There we go.
The penultimate issue of Mark Spector Moon Knight. Not Dazzler number 4.
Not Dazzler 4. Definitely not Mark Spector Moon Knight 19. That could not be his 6th appearance. That is his 3rd series.
Yeah, I just sold a Dazzler 4 the other night on Whatnot.
Is Moon Knight in Dazzler 4?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was going to say good guess, but
we may have stumped the crowd.
Yeah, well, Edison said Defenders or Spider-Man, and we said it is one of those titles.
Just wait till the 3rd question.
Yeah. The 3rd one on.
Somebody will be watching this on the rewind and going, it's
Someone will get it. We got 8 people in the room right now. Okay. Edison, if you know what series it is, just start throwing out issue numbers. You'll eventually be right. It's not ISM 220. It's far before that.
Yeah.
That's an 80s book. This was in the 70s. Not
It was
Defenders
cheating to look it up.
23.
We want to move on.
It's not Defenders 1. Edison will eventually get there, but someone might get there before. It's not Spectacular Spider-Man 22 was my guess. That was my guess. And I really thought that's what it was, but it was actually a year or two before. We have narrowed it down to being a Defenders book. Ooh. 45 is getting closer.
You're hot. You're getting warmer. I think maybe we should just give it to Edison at this point.
Edison has put in the most effort on this one and refuses to look it up. So let's give 10 seconds. And if not, it goes to Edison. Three, 2, 1. Bing, bing, bing.
Oh.
Did someone get it?
Yeah.
What who got it?
The Art Chemist.
The Art Chemist. Was it within my in the
It was
the
right at the borderline there.
It was on the bell?
Yeah.
I say if it was on the bell, we got to give it to Art.
Yeah, we'll give it to Art. We still have one more giveaway, but we also have more Moon Knight to talk about.
We do. A couple more things, including finally the end credits scene. I'll tell you, Jim, every episode of this show, the credits come on and I look down at how much time is left in the episode. Because and every time it's been like, 5 minutes. And I've been like, okay, it could be in this one. Maybe it's in this one.
But it always includes that time for like the voice actors in, Dutch and Thai and everything.
Right. So yeah, every time I'm like, here we go. And it doesn't happen. Finally, I look down and this one said 8 minutes, not 4.5, not 5, 8 minutes left. And I was like, yes, there's an end credit scene.
And the Disney Plus app teased me a little bit because they had the end credit scene and then they started with more credits. It was Defenders 47, folks. I think he was in 47, 48, and 49. And then the Spectacular Spider-Man. And then they used him just to keep the property going in Marvel Team Up and 2 and 1. He bounced around a little bit before number 1 of his own ongoing series. Mm-hmm. And did you notice the name of the psychiatric hospital that they wheeled Harrow out of?
Oh, no, I didn't.
It was Sienkiewicz Psychiatric Hospital.
Really? What a great Easter egg.
And evidently Bill Sienkiewicz put something on social media where producers reached out to him and said, "Would you be upset if we do this?" He goes, "If we put your name on he goes, I'll only be upset now if you don't do it."
That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Really cool. Oh man, I wish I had seen that. How did I watch it twice and didn't catch that?
Yeah. And did you notice the license plate on the limo that Jake
Spectre.
was driving?
Yeah.
It said Spectre.
Yeah, I like how they've changed him from a cab driver to a limo driver.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it would be hard for one of your other personalities to drive your limo. Then you're really not getting the benefit of not having to drive. But even earlier in the episode, when that ultimate fight with Harrow, where you went, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody's dead again, and we don't know what happened, we missed. I mean, and this I can see as one of the criticisms. Like, there was very little Moon Knight up until this episode, and all of the action sequences we didn't see.
Yeah,
Like, all the crazy stuff. I would have had to figure they would have filmed stuff, like, in that car chase and the cupcake van and everything.
Yeah. We definitely missed a lot. I don't necessarily think that it's bad. It just kind of leaves us wanting more, wanting to see more Moon Knight, wanting to see more from Jake's side.
Yeah, they could have done. They could do a whole like bonus 7th episode with just all the stuff that's going on. Everything from Jake's point of view.
That would be really cool. What if, like, 2 weeks from now, they silently drop that on Disney Plus, and just that would be awesome. Wow. Now I'm going to be disappointed if they don't do that. Thanks, Jim.
Well, I mean, I put things out there. Sometimes I have good ideas. And I like the Khonshu comment when he says about Mark continuing to be his avatar. He says he has no idea how troubled he really is.
Yeah.
Meet Jake Lockley.
Now, yeah, it seems like this Jake is even worse than the comic Jake.
Yes. This guy's more than just a little mischievous. He is full-blown sociopath. Right. And I mean, Khonshu is not a pure god, a god of purity. Gods in the way that the legends came out in these ancient civilizations was the gods had hubris. They were very self-centered, very capricious, and just essentially used humans as playthings. I mean, disguising yourself as a swan and getting with some chick.
I'm not familiar with that story, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that was a Zeus thing, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was how Hercules was born. Really weird. I don't know who. Swan, whatever. But Harrow was left. Mark decided to spare his life, so he had to go somewhere. And from probably the rest of the world's perspective, he was freaking crazy.
Sure, nuts.
Because this is a guy who, was going into ancient Egyptian tombs trying to release goddesses, and it's like, okay,
probably was not hard
for you. We're going to send you to that Sienkiewicz mental hospital.
Yeah. I also thought it was brilliant when Moon.
There's the other thing too, is like, how are we going to get there, right? So Khonshu's like, do you forget I am the god of the skies, or something like that. And I'm like, I guess that Mark Spector no longer needs the moon plane.
Yeah, he just flies.
Yeah,
but Steven can, because he doesn't have a cool cape. He's just got cufflinks or whatever.
Batgirl. That's a whole other universe and discussion. I think they made it. They shot a lot of it.
I hope it's going somewhere, but
not like the Wonder Twins.
Yikes. R.I.P. I don't know if Harrow was just lying there or if he was like unable to move.
Yeah, because he was pretty well beaten.
Yeah, like he might have just been I don't think he was just like, yeah, let me just eat this crocodile. I think it was an inability to.
I did think that the CGI for both Khonshu and Ammit was phenomenal.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
You know, it was just like they you didn't see the seams.
Mm.
You know, you weren't like, yeah, that looks like it's just laid on there. It
I've
looked,
seen people say they disliked Khonshu's design. I thought Khonshu looked awesome.
yeah,
Very cool.
like
This like
freaky and
very definitely like freaky and like almost like crypt keeper like with the just the whole skeletal appearance and
right.
like almost like floating head kind of thing.
Oh, Edison, you
Yeah.
mean when they were like gigantic and going
Oh,
against each other? That was really well done.
that was one of my favorite scenes was when Mark's laying there on the ground looking up at Harrow and Harrow's got the thing, the staff, and behind him is Khonshu and Amit fighting in the background, and Amit's stabbing Khonshu with the crescent moon staff. That one scene was
Yeah.
probably my favorite single shot. In the movie.
I thought that, you know, also the creation of that um, afterlife world, everything was, I thought, really well done.
Yeah,
Um,
no complaints.
yeah. Um, the only I can understand the people who are like, "Where's Moon Knight?" You know, they wanted more of an action film, but much like WandaVision, I think, you know, they're trying to give us something different and taking the time in these shows to be a little bit more daring in the storytelling. Not just be this, you know, another thing where, oh, you know, somebody gets powers and then, oh, there's somebody like Morbius, somebody they have to fight and, you know, they beat them and then, oh yeah, the movie's over and what, you know, nothing's really happened.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I mean, it was enough action, enough character development, um, a lot of references to the source material, but also, some original things that, we didn't even as comic book fans and, even the Moon Knight aficionados out there that are not myself. There was new things for everyone. And I thought that was great. I'm very excited to see where they go because I have to think I think they're going to do a season 2. I don't think this would transition immediately to the movies.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but in the trailers, the previews leading up to episode 6, it said on the season finale of Moon Knight, not the series finale.
Okay.
So, I think they have to do something else, whether it be a movie or another season, because there are so many unanswered questions.
Now, there was one thing that I noticed that Marvel has been doing a lot recently that was not done in this, and that is saying blank will return.
Right.
We saw the 10 Rings will return. We saw Dane Whitman will return. A bunch of things, or the Eternals will return. I forget, or Shang-Chi. Yeah, we've seen that at the end of a bunch of the movies and stuff like that. I think even Loki. I think it even said Loki will return.
Yeah, I think it teased something about season 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the end credit scene for that was literally like a trailer for season 2. But yeah, I think that that's what they're going to do. It makes sense to do another season before integrating him to the MCU, just to get more of Moon Knight because we've seen Mark Spector and Stephen Grant.
I mean, even we kind of skipped over to jump to the Jake Spector reveal. But what happened? He woke up in his apartment like it was the first episode.
Regular Tuesday morning, right? The Penguin. I don't think the Penguin's going to be in season 2. Maybe.
The way every other streaming service has been slashing budgets, take nothing for granted about new seasons. I think at this point that Disney's different and the MCU is different. I mean,
they got mouse money.
Yeah.
Felt like Harrow met the conditions to be killed. Yeah, well, I think that's what Harrow and Amit were talking about. Amit said scales are unbalanced, but she said they're going to be unbalanced because of what you do in the future with me. And she specifically said your death is, I think she used the word prolonged or something like that. Basically, put off.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I forget the exact wording, but she said like, you know, we're going to delay. Oh, delay. My wife just called from the other room saying delay. Your death will be delayed, or your death is delayed. So that, yeah, I think that's kind of what she was saying there. Like, I'm going to keep you around. I could take you, but I'm going to keep you around so you can do my bidding.
Right. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen in season 2, because he wakes up in bed and both Steven and Mark are talking to each other. And I had said in one of our previous discussions, I felt as though the whole thing inside the mental hospital was where Jake put the two of them when he was taking charge of the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my theory. I'm getting later in the night. We're gonna finish the giveaway, because goodness knows how long it'll take.
Oh yeah.
To answer this question for this amazing. This is a high grade copy of Moon Knight number 8.
Yeah.
With this great black and white Sienkiewicz cover.
That's almost like one of those comics that have been coming out. The black, what is it? Black, White, and Blood.
Yeah.
Like Deadpool, Wolverine, Elektra, Carnage.
Yeah, there's a little bluish gray in here as a highlight in his uniform, and there's a flesh tone in his face.
But you know, the trash.
Still a pretty awesome cover. So here's the question. We know that Sienkiewicz had a long run on Moon Knight. Now, there were people who filled in from time to time, because I think that he had maybe had difficulty meeting the monthly deadlines. But who took over as the regular artist on Moon Knight after Sienkiewicz? Did more than 2 issues. There were some people did an issue here, an issue there, but there was someone who did several issues in a row after Sienkiewicz left the title. Who is that artist? In the meantime, we'll talk. Edison said the only real MCU reference I could think of was the Ancestral Plane. I did think I thought that when they went to see Midnight Man, that Layla mentioned something about Madripoor.
Yeah, she might have mentioned that, which
they mentioned it before, and then everybody thinks that Omega Red's going to show up. But
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't see Omega Red being the first mutant we see.
Nah.
In the MCU.
No, probably not.
So, yeah, we don't have a connection to the MCU. We don't know where he fits in. And that's okay. You know, I don't think we're going to have a better idea in 24 hours when we're trying to, you know, put everything together with the Multiverse of Madness movie. I do have a theory going forward. I've had this theory for a while. Kevin Feige at the was it the San Diego Comic-Con a couple of years ago, or the Disney something or other investors meeting, when like they brought everybody out on stage for all these shows from WandaVision all the way to when they brought Mahershala Ali out.
Yeah.
And he said we didn't have time to talk about mutants or Marvel's first family. Okay. The Gambit movie's long been scratched since Disney took over Fox. I think the first family. So I'm wondering if not Bo Hampton. He did the last several issues, but he wasn't not John Byrne. No, he didn't ruin Moon Knight. Yeah, because John Byrne would have gotten rid of everything that went before, and you know all the multiple personalities, and just had him be a superhero, which is almost what he did. He did not Chris Warner, no. Who was the artist that took over from Sienkiewicz as the regular artist on the comic book, on the Moon Knight comic in the early 80s? Here's my theory that the Fantastic Four became superheroes in the early 1960s, and for nearly 60 years, they've been trapped in the negative zone.
Oh,
which could be the quantum realm, you know.
Okay, so they've existed.
Stephen W is our winner.
Nice,
Evan Nolan. So the guys who won, just reach out to me on Instagram, bronzeville_comics. If you're in the United States, send me your info. I'll ship these out for free sometime this week. As soon as I get your contact info, in a day or two, I'll ship it out. I'm pretty good.
Congratulations to our 3 winners.
Yes. And thank you for participating. So that they, which would kind of be a nod to the FF being the first ones, and to and also incorporate Kang and the whole time thing. I mean,
sure.
Oh, I did ship all the whatnots went out today, Steven.
Nice.
That would have been awesome, but this is me being proactive.
And just in case anyone bought anything from myself or Mint Hunter Comics last Friday at our ridiculous claim sale that for some reason went on for 6 hours.
Yeah, you just finished that this morning, right? The claim sale?
Pretty much. Honestly, I'm still taking payments. I've only packed up a couple things to get shipped out, but I'm going to try to get everything. My goal is to get everything out that's been paid up to Friday. So if you pay this week, I'm going to try to get your books out by Friday. That is my goal. If you end up paying Friday morning, I can't guarantee that I'll get it out until Monday, but try to pay me by tomorrow. Excuse me. And I'll get your book out by Friday, or books.
Yeah.
Some people got lots of stuff.
So here's the thing. I don't know what to expect. No apologies, Stephen. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being there on whatnot. I think there is more story material for another season, and we could kind of. I think it would be interesting to do that season from Jake's point of view, because it would be a completely different narrative,
Right.
and it would probably include a lot more action.
And honestly, could they be doing this? This is kind of the theory that I had. They could be setting Moon Knight up to be a villain initially. Different take on the character, the Jake Lockley Moon Knight, and it's whatever superheroes plus Mark and Steven fighting against Jake. I think that'd be a kind of a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
But who knows? There would definitely be a lot of people mad.
I guess like Jake was like the protector personality, but it's not like it's not like I think Jake was aggressive towards the mother, who was really the person. And did Jake kill Randall?
That's a theory. Definitely a theory.
And was it at Khonshu's behest? Also
a theory.
There's so many questions, and that's one of the great things about the interconnectedness of it. Yeah, you've told a complete story, but we want more.
Yeah, there's always more.
We want more, and if you're a Marvel fan, you have to wait a day, because tomorrow is the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's going to be a good day for fans. Let's be real.
Yeah, allows for a lot of artistic creativity, and we've said that it's just like it's such. They took a chance, and they were able to. Just do something different with the storytelling. I thought, I loved WandaVision because it was so unique, and they had so much fun with it. I think what Oscar's going to come back for is an enormous payday.
Dollars. Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is there are so many people in Hollywood that want to get into the MCU because they know if their characters stay around, they make a lot of money. Their great grandchildren are taken care of.
I saw something one time, and it said the 3 highest paid actors in Hollywood are the 3 Chris's from the MCU. It was Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, and Chris Pratt were the 3 highest paid actors in Hollywood at one point.
Right.
That's nuts.
And Chris Pine is going, why did I agree to be Steve Trevor?
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay, Chris Pine.
Yeah.
You're doing okay for yourself.
He's pining for a role in the MCU. So yeah, I think we're just about at an hour. I think we've talked about a whole awful lot. There's a lot to digest. I want to get a good night's sleep because I want to be fresh for. Thank you, Stephen W. Just reach out to me on IG. Boop, 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 boop. Accept.
You just chatting on Instagram on our live stream.
Yeah. No, he won the book, so
yeah. Congrats.
I got his address and we'll ship that out. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe, if not on Friday. Yeah, so we there's a lot to look forward to. And man, it's like one of those movies. I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange tomorrow night, and I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep when I get home from the movie because I'm gonna be like just thinking about everything and seeing what happens with some of the characters that are introduced or reintroduced or teased, or whether it be the Living Tribunal or more Kang or Immortus or White Vision, Reed Richards. There's not much you can spec on Reed Richards. I mean, it's not like, ooh, I'm going to get a Fantastic Four 1 now. But yeah, it should be a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, that's it just the Moon Knight, and then before you know it, we're going to have Ms. Marvel, which is going to be a completely different type of storytelling.
Yes.
Altogether.
Yes. Which I'm very excited about. I find all the content good,
Yeah, it's all fun, it as a lifelong comic reader, it brings you back to something. I wasn't a big Moon Knight collector, but I was into Defenders. I collected West Coast Avengers. I had some of his books here and there, familiar with the character. I haven't read enough recent books to really know Ms. Marvel, but I know the history of the Marvels, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I am very excited. I mean, the MCU is not slowing down. I hear there's Kevin Feige's going on a retreat, a gathering to discuss the next 10 years.
I mean, it's interesting because, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, that first wave of superheroes, Iron Man and Cap are no longer in the narrative. We don't know how much longer some of these other, Hawkeye, Black Widow's dead, are going to be around, but we haven't even gotten Fantastic Four or the X-Men yet.
I know.
I mean, you look at the big linchpins, the early, the early superheroes in Marvel. It was Fantastic Four, Hulk, Spider-Man, and then
Thor, Iron Man,
Doctor Strange, X-Men, Daredevil.
Yep.
The Avengers, and they reintroduced Cap, and then they reintroduced Submariner, and the X-Men and the FF aren't here yet.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider isn't here yet. All the horror elements.
Oh yeah.
Namor isn't here yet.
Omega Red.
Giant Man is getting no love. Yeah, well, they kind of, put them in a corner by having Hank Pym be older.
Right.
They will definitely do something with Daredevil. That's they're definitely going to do something with Daredevil. We haven't seen the Silver Surfer yet.
We haven't seen anything related to FF. We haven't seen Doom. We haven't seen Surfer, Galactus, Pybok the Power Scroll.
We've seen Skrulls.
We've seen Skrulls.
I'm just wondering if, if they have this convince the Skrulls that they're cows. Because in the Secret Invasion storyline, that's what really pissed the Skrull Empire off.
Yeah.
And then, people ate them, and it was a whole thing. It was, really. It wasn't a well thought through plan on Reed's part. As smart as he was, it's like, turn them into cows, might have solved the problem temporarily. But
it needs some reference to that, Even just an Easter egg.
Okay, Lyle. Thanks for tuning in. Hope that we made your your drive a little more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Daredevil is going to be a TV series, and he's going to be
That's
interacting
a
with other
Dark
characters.
Devil.
I think they're definitely, I think, going to bring Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil over. I don't know what the status of Mike Coulter is for Power Man, and they're going to do something different with Iron Fist. I really enjoyed the Colleen Wing character in Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have an Iron Fist of Asian background.
Yeah.
Not a white guy.
Iron Fist.
I was thinking maybe a biracial character.
Well, the current Iron Fist run is the guy who I can't remember his name, but he was Swordmaster. He becomes Iron Fist.
Right.
And that they're like 2 or 3 issues in right now. That's relatively new. I think that's what they'll probably do in the MCU.
Yes.
And Swordmaster was a member of Agents of Atlas as well. Could have a tie-in with that.
Yeah. People are going to have champions and Agents of Atlas and, a Doctor Strange-led Defenders team. And they're,
the Secret Defenders.
Or the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers or the Young Avengers or the Invaders. There's so many possibilities to go with it. So many storylines that, that they could explore. For instance,
the Anachronauts.
You recently picked up the miniseries, as did I. I think that an Isaiah Bradley story is there for them to do.
I've got a couple copies at this point of that miniseries. Yeah.
And
would love to see that.
It's because it would, you see him facing off against Winter Soldier in the Korean War or something. I mean, and his grandson, I think, is going to be Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Squirrel Girl, who people kept speculating that.
I just picked up her first appearance in a collection I bought.
Anna Kendrick, were people speculating for Squirrel Girl.
She kind of looks like a squirrel. Yeah, I can see that.
The Benedict Cumberbatch, and I think Benedict's in for a while.
We might see him die tomorrow. Let's be real. Be prepared. That's not a spoiler. I know nothing about it. I'm just saying. I don't think it could happen.
It could. That would be shocking. But I think they're going to bring him in, and for his perspective, he's just starting to get his big paydays.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's another character. Yeah, a fairly minor character in Marvel mythos. We know Blade is coming, and we have a whole bunch of Hulks that they can use. There's all sorts of Hulk storylines. There's a lot of stuff that they could a lot of places they could go. I start to think about it in terms of the classic characters, which is kind of how they put together that first Avengers team.
Sure.
The classic Avengers team was basically Cap, Thor, Iron Man as the kind of triumvirate, and then Wasp was usually in there, maybe with a Hank Pym character, whoever he was at that time, Hawkeye.
Yep.
Black Widow wasn't really a big part of the Avengers. Vision was the one in the Marvel box for years.
Yeah. I mean, Black Widow wasn't an Avenger until the 100s.
Well into that.
111.
Was it 111?
Yeah. I know this because I just bought it recently.
Well, I think what they're going to do is the TV shows don't have to have the same pervasive appeal, but I think the tentpole movies are still going to be billion-dollar movies.
Sure, easy.
Doctor Strange will make $1 billion.
Easy. Oh my God.
Thor: Love and Thunder will make $1 billion. And look what they did for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. A team nobody cared about.
Right. That'd be like getting $1 billion out of Omega the Unknown.
All right, relax.
Sleepwalker, Darkhawk.
Hey,
Night Thrasher.
I'm praying we see Sleepwalker tomorrow.
Yeah, and Despair.
I think Despair, Cobweb. No one is talking about Cobweb.
Might be good reason for that.
He is in the trailer. I'm telling you, that is the character. I read every single Sleepwalker book. Cobweb is a great character.
Rom does not belong to Marvel. James Gunn wanted to use him, but he is owned by Hasbro.
Boo.
Yeah. DC, if you watch my recent one of my recent videos, I start to talk about I do quite a bit of DC content. Talk about DC keys.
Oh, you like DC?
I'm a DC guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a DC fan in the Marvel world.
DC can do anything. What do you mean? Did you not see the Batman?
Batman was good. It's Peacemaker.
Right.
Did George Clooney? I don't think George Clooney's going to come back to Batman in any real way. After Batman and Robin, he had to apologize to Adam West.
Like, actually?
He literally there's video of him like meeting Adam West and apologizing to Adam West.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, the two mid 90s movies they're very nostalgic for me because I was like 5 and 8 when they came out or so. So I was like,
yeah, the first one wasn't terrible, but the Batman and Robin was terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Batman Forever I love things about it. Yeah. I thought, the actors were great in the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
the movie's just
Jim Carrey is the third best screen Riddler, though.
Third,
because Paul Dano was phenomenal.
I agree.
But still, Frank Gorshin is the king.
Frank Gorshin is the Riddler.
Yes,
100%. I will agree with you that I actually think I might like Jim Carrey better than Paul Dano.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's close. It's such a different version of the character.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, like Jim Carrey saying "riddle me this" is just like it's perfect. Anyway, it's 11:12 right now. We're way over an hour.
Yeah, and everybody has to go home. Well, you're home probably, unless you're driving and listening to us. Get a good night's sleep, and if you don't already, get your tickets from Multiverse of Madness, because if you're following any comic book YouTube, IG, anything on social media, you will know the spoilers very quickly. That's why we are both going tomorrow night. I'm going again on Friday. So what time is your show?
We actually haven't gotten tickets yet. There's so many theaters in the area that I live that even you could get Spider-Man tickets the day of, so I'm not worried about getting tickets to this. We didn't know what time we were going to be able to go, so we'll actually, you know what? I'm probably going to hang up with you and order tickets.
Okay, and then we'll have to talk tomorrow night.
So I will probably go to a 6:30 or 7 o'clock showing.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. As you know, we have passion for this, and even if you guys weren't here, we'd have been on the phone for an hour talking about this. So that's the way it goes with this sort of thing.
One show like it pretty much was us talking to each other and maybe like a few people in and out the whole time.
And they could catch it on the rewind, and they can watch the whole 74 minutes of it.
Yikes.
But thank you. Congratulations to the prize winners. Again, reach out to me on Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. And I'll get you your books out this week. So until next time, enjoy your comics.
And turn the page. Wash your hands.
Good night, everyone.
See ya.